Hi Taurus, this is going to be a reading for the month of June going into July. Please keep in mind that these readings are general, so they may not apply to everyone. Certain parts may apply and others may not. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. They may also apply in other areas of your life. This is intended for love and relationship, but it could resonate within family, friend circles, as well as with coworkers. Also, the roles can be reversed. So the scenario that I am describing can be acted out within you or within someone else. So please also keep that in mind, okay? And the energy may differ depending on the person. So with that being said, it might not be specific to your situation, but the energy in general is still that I'm just expressing it the best way that I can, okay? So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Mainly what I'm getting for you, Taurus, is basically that you're being very persistent in a relationship. Basically, no matter how this relationship has been going lately, you've just been not really willing to give up on it. You've been really committed to it. And I'm not saying that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I am saying that you may be putting a little bit too much effort and holding on a little too tightly to a situation that may or may not be for you. Either way, it's not really healthy. And I want to say for you as well as for the other person, but definitely for you, because I feel like you're not seeing things the way they are. Not saying that this relationship is a bad one, but I really feel like you are holding on to a expectation and you're not being really realistic about the relationship or whatever issues that the relationship has, right? I'm mostly getting that some of you may be dealing with a situation where there could be kids involved. For instance, if you have a person that you share a child with, there could be some type of child support issues. Maybe this person hasn't been able to give you the money that you've been wanting. Maybe they haven't been giving you child support at all or something like that. Basically, whatever type of arrangement financially that you and this person has had, they haven't been able to give that. This, like I said, this could be in also as like coworkers, business, maybe friends, family, or whatever. But this is definitely aimed towards romantic relationships. So basically, whatever financial agreement that you guys had when it came to this situation, basically they stopped doing it. And this is kind of causing like some back and forth. Again, this can be something that the person you're dealing with is going through with another person. Some of the issues that is being presented in your personal relationship with this person is that maybe they are having issues with their child's parent to where they're not getting the financial help that they wanted, right? Or they're not giving it for the ones that are dealing with someone who is paying the child support, or they are giving it and they don't really have anything left over to like do things with you or something like that. Like I said, it can play out in many different ways, but basically child support may be an issue, or some type of financial agreement may be an issue between two people. Okay. So I really feel like someone is kind of like getting ready to separate themselves from the situation, or wanting to separate themselves from the situation, or just have been expressing how they want to separate themselves from the situation. I'm going to go with expressing it. I feel like your person or you may be expressing that you are ready to separate yourself, or they're ready to separate themselves from whatever situation this is. Maybe you also want to avoid a situation where you get into a financial bind with this person and you're just ready to separate from this person or these people before you end up being in this situation. Some of you, it's a little too late for that. I feel like you already are in this situation, but for others, I feel like you're trying to avoid it. I also am getting that you are definitely getting like insight from other people, mostly men. I'm seeing a lot of masculine and male energy here. So a lot of you may be receiving insight from like men, like a council of men, like your uncles, brothers, dad, somebody like that, male friends, older people, maybe mentors or something like that you're getting advice from. Or it doesn't even have to be men, it can be women as well, but someone who is speaking from a logical standpoint, and they are very knowledgeable about what the information that they're giving, right? Some of you may be getting professional advice, like seeking a lawyer, seeking professional help. Okay, maybe some of you may have a baby on the way, and some of you may already have kids. So for you, this is a bit stressful because you're already going through a situation with a child, and with another baby coming on the way, it's not really ideal for you. So you're kind of stressed about that. And I feel like if there's something financially going on, like a financial agreement between you and this person, when it comes to this child or this expectant child, I feel like they opted out or they backed out, and it was kind of like the last thing you needed. That's mainly for the ones who are in a committed relationship or loosely dealing with someone. I'm getting mostly loosely dealing with someone where it's probably just sex. For the ones that are committed, like I feel like you're trying to make this situation work, even though there's some doubt. There might be some doubt in the relationship. Maybe you doubt something within the relationship where you don't trust something. You're not fully trusting maybe what this person is telling you when it comes to this baby or this pregnancy. Or if you're the one that's pregnant, you don't feel like you trust this other person. In a sense, maybe they're trying to talk you into keeping the baby, and they're really persistent about it, and you're not confident in it, and you're not sure, so you don't really trust that they're going to do what they're going to do. That could also be an aspect of it where they haven't yet been put on child support or something, but you don't trust that this person is going to do what you need to do, and that they're, and like you might have to put them on child support. Like, I don't think you want to go through that. If you're a male and you are fearful of child support, I feel like you don't trust that this person won't put you on child support. Like if she's pregnant and she was like, oh, I would never, I don't feel like you trust that. I think that's what you don't trust. I'm also getting that this person, for some reason, I'm kind of getting that this person may be between homes, maybe between living with you and living with another person, where this person could be between your place and another place, or your place and another person's place, and you don't really trust that either, or that may cause a lot of arguments. I do see a little bit, of arguing, but I do see something that has changed drastically and is life-changing, and you're kind of at a crossroads, right? If you're single, though, and this has nothing to do with the baby or child support or anything like that, I feel as though you are more so not really interested in dating, but you're looking for people in your life that are able to kind of push you in a different direction financially, where you're looking for connections. You're looking for financial connections specifically, where you're mostly focused on what this person has to bring to the table. Unfortunately, a lot of people's not trying to hear that, so you may be at this place where you find yourself arguing with people, which is such a Taurus trait, but I love y'all. But you will argue someone down, and I feel like when it comes to dating, you find yourself in these situations where eventually you and this person are kind of like debating views, and you might like to do it in this because that's like your thing, and you like to get in to understanding, or you want people to understand you, but for this other person it's not really for them, so they tend to back out. I feel like this is very similar to Aquarius and Aries. You might have this in your chart, but specifically what I'm getting right now is Pisces and Capricorn. So you may be dealing with a Pisces or a Capricorn, as well as Leo, even though I don't see that here, but I feel like, I don't know why I want to say Leo. I'm definitely seeing where a lot of you may be so stuck in your views that you're not giving people a chance Again, Aquarius had something similar, so you might have Aquarius in your chart. You're very stuck in your views. You're stuck in your ways to where you're not giving your relationships or potential relationships a chance because they don't see things the way you do, or you are looking at them as only opportunity. I'm also getting that you don't like small talk. You don't want to, you don't want to deal with the small talk when it comes to dating. You don't want to deal with the, what's your favorite color? Where are you from? The small talk. You don't want that phase. But for others of you, I feel like you are just kind of going over like your options, and some of them have potential and you see that, but others I don't even think you really want to put forth the energy, or you're looking at your options and you don't feel like your options are suitable. You don't really too much like your options. But this is where the word persistence comes into play, because like I said, I got persistence in the beginning of the reading, and I feel like this is where, in all aspects of all the readings I just gave, where persistence comes into play. Because even though you are, for my single Tauruses, you're very persistent in your views to the point where you're not giving people a chance, but you're also very persistent in pursuing people or getting to know people, or like at least trying. For the coupled ones, I feel like you're persistent in trying to make the situation work, even though the situation might not be in the best of situations. Like if you're in this relationship, even if you're married, but if you're in this relationship and this person is like in and out, and because I'm getting like a very fast-paced social life, they might not be as stable as you want them to be. They might be in and out all the time. They might like to hang out with friends. They might want to do their own thing, and you're not okay with that. You want them to be home a little bit more. You want them to kind of mature a little bit and grow up. If, like I said, if this does not have to deal with babies, you just want them to grow up, especially if you're married, especially if you're committed. You just want them to be there, be home. They might be back and forth a lot, maybe from your house to their mom's or their dad's or their friends or something like that, basically in and out. So you're still trying to persistently make it work, but they're not interested in settling down right now, which is weird because you're already in a committed relationship. They have to find a balance, and I don't feel like they found that balance, and that's what frustrates you. Again, like I said earlier, this can also play out in the opposite, where you are the one doing this and your person is frustrated with you because you have a high social life and it frustrates them. But for my loosely involved people, mostly for you, I'm getting where you have a lot of options. Like I said, I think Sagittarius had a similar situation, or Aries, where you have a lot of options and you're looking at these options and you're not really feeling them. I'm guessing you're still like, you're being persistent because you're still trying to like weed everyone out. But at the same time, I feel like you like the attention, but at the same time, you don't have the patience for them individually. It's just the idea of having all these options, but when it comes down to it, you don't really have options because you don't have the patience to deal with these options past a certain point. And it might be because you are having a hard time choosing between going back to an ex or moving forward as well. Whether you want to stay in something that's comfortable, like something that you know. So I feel like a lot of you may be feeling like you have to make a choice between what is comfortable and safe and what is new and exciting and different. And or out of your comfort zone. And I feel like you also are choosing between two people as well. Or just, if it's not two people, just choosing between whether you want to stay in this situation or move forward. If it involves a baby, I feel like this is just saying that you have to choose between whether you want to stay in the situation with this person for the baby, or do you choose, to go a different route. Like that type of energy. Like I said, I feel like a lot of you are seeking advice and seeking counsel, but it's still a hard choice. It's still a hard decision, but you're being persistent. I will give you that. You are trying to stick it out. You're trying to do the right thing. You have yang, poison, imagine here, which to me is just giving me like you're trying to handle things in a proper manner. You don't want to rush or do things the wrong way, right? You're trying to maintain your composure is what I was trying to say. You're basically trying to maintain your composure when it comes to either dating, dealing with this person loosely, or within this committed relationship. So yeah, and you also have flirt, healing family issues, deception, give your relationship a chance, and true love. For me, honestly, this wouldn't have been bad if deception wasn't right in the freaking middle. And I feel like this is kind of like just saying that I feel like someone isn't really being fully honest. Like, say if they have other kids, right? I feel like they're not being completely honest about their situation. And honestly, I don't feel like they're being honest to you about the relationship that you guys are in. If you're committed or married with healing family issues and deceptions, I feel like let's say, you know, you want them to put in more effort because their social life is just out of hand. I feel like they make promises that they don't necessarily keep. That's what I wanted to say. So whether you're committed, loosely involved, or single, well, committed or loosely involved, I feel like the person that you're dealing with, who you're having these issues with, I feel as though they're making promises that they don't necessarily tend to keep. It's really just to hold you over a little while longer, especially with flirting and healing family issues. Because when you flirt, it's kind of like you're just saying whatever to get that person to calm down or to believe what you say. And it's just like, yeah. So with give your relationship a chance and true love, I feel like they are also kind of just like asking you to trust them, and they can kind of be very convincing. And it's like, you know, trust me, like, I'm gonna do the right thing, I'm gonna do this, you know, I'm gonna handle it, like, don't worry about it, trust me. Or trust me to do the right thing, or trust me to take care of it, or trust me when I say that it's this. And I don't really feel like they're being fully honest with deception in the middle. So that's what I mean earlier about, you know, being persistent in a relationship that's not necessarily good for you, because this person is not being honest. They're not necessarily putting in the effort. Like I said, this could be you doing this to somebody else. So if you're a cross watcher for a Taurus, and this Taurus could be doing this to you, okay? I'm definitely seeing where something is definitely going to come to an end. I'm not sure what. It might be the relationship, but I do see it restarting in a different direction. That can play out in many different ways. For some reason, this is pointing to pregnancy for me. It's very much so pointing to pregnancy. So if you're not pregnant right now, be careful. If it's not pregnancy, I feel like there's going to be a new phase of the relationship. Or this could just mean that like an ex has come back and you're thinking about taking this person back, or you're thinking about going into a new phase of a relationship with this person, and you might want to use discernment based off the past, especially with ancient wisdom here. It's basically like saying, take a look at the past and, you know, learn from it. You have all the knowledge that you need to not repeat certain mistakes. And I think that's what that is mainly saying. Basically, be careful. Try not to repeat the same mistakes that you've made in the past, and you will be fine, especially because you should have learned from those mistakes in the past. And if you find yourself repeating them, that means you haven't learned them. So if it's coming back around, it means that you have to, at some point, figure out why you're repeating these situations, these similar situations where you're in relationships that aren't serving you properly, or they're one-sided, or they come with a lot of baggage, or, you know, something like that. Like where you're just accepting anything, any type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? For my singles, as far as this, I think this is just saying like you're kind of coming into a new phase where you're learning from the past, and you're realizing that you can do a little bit better when it comes to your dating life, like I said, because I feel like a lot of you are kind of getting very impatient with your dating life. So yeah, so that's what I have for you, Taurus, and I hope this helps. I'll see you next time.